What is up, y'all? We are on episode number 3.
Woo!
Getting the use of it, but I think we're doing a great job.
Yeah.
My name's Noel. I'm track 2.
And I'm Mikhail, track 1.
And we are the 2 Tracks podcast.
Woo, woo.
But before I go even further, we're on episode 3, and I forgot to introduce a very important guy.
Oh, yes.
EJ, please give us a little background of who you are and why you are here.
My name's EJ. I am a DJ homie for Noel, or I'm homies with Mick too.
I love how you said for Noel. Just say with
For
Noel.
Noel, with the
Yeah.
I'm a homie for him.
Sounds like you work under him as a DJ. Like, what?
Yeah. So I know these guys from Noel and Mark, who's our other friend.
Yeah.
This is Pierre as well. Say hi.
Pierre. Yeah, me and EJ met. How long do we know each other now? A year.
Almost more than a year.
A year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I met EJ. He came to Wolf and Crane one time, and then he started DJing, gotten way better, and now he's here helping us with the podcast because he's also an audio nerd, just like Mick.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, when I met him, he was like, "Oh, you should wear headphones and you do a podcast." And I was
didn't
like,
say that.
"Bro."
I didn't say it like that.
I was like, I know. I was like, "Oh, yeah."
Master and Padawan battling it out.
And I was like, bro, like, yeah, whatever. Okay.
Whatever.
No, but I get it. But I'm hooking you up. I give you all the native instruments suite and all that. And enjoy that.
Yeah. EJ was one of my first friends meeting out here, even though it's been like 2 years.
Yeah.
So it's been a long time. But yeah, today we talked about Jersey last time.
Yeah.
And we went into a little bit about the comparisons between LA and Jersey, but now we're going to talk about how I came here, how Mick came here, and just our
transition
into LA.
Yeah.
So like I said before, I've been here for 2 years. I came here not during the pandemic, but like we were still wearing masks when I first moved here. Like we still wearing masks in the restaurant. Things have changed.
It'd be interesting to say how we both came here. So you go first.
Yeah. So how I came here was so during the pandemic, I was doing like a lot of remote work, and I lived in San Francisco for a month, lived in San Diego for a little bit, and then I lived in Hawaii for like 3 months. All really cool experiences. And then when I came back home, I was there for like maybe like 6 months or a year. And yeah, I was kind of just like, when I came back, like I loved being around my friends and like being back with everyone. And COVID was just starting to like free up and starting to see everyone again. And I don't know, there was just like a part of me where I kind of wanted to like still be in a new area and be in a really uncomfortable place. So I decided, I'm going to make the move to California.
Yeah.
I was between San Francisco and Los Angeles. And
you picked the right place.
Yeah, debatable, but
People will hate me.
Reason fair.
I don't know. I'm just torn because I got when I went over to San Fran, I got my window broken into. So I'm like, I hate that place.
True. That's fair. I mean, the only thing. So when I was thinking about places to move, the only thing that attracted me to San Francisco is because I lived there for a month and I really liked it. And I kind of knew some people there, but not.
You lived there for a month? Oh yeah, I remember.
Remember my friend Ben?
Yes.
I lived in a house with him, and that was like actually a really fun experience.
Yeah.
And I wanted to like kind of like dive into that, see how that would be like more.
Yeah.
But then Mick was telling me that he was going to move to a new place, and I thought I might as well go somewhere where I really know someone and I have a close relationship with. And I was like, I'm going to move with my brother, and that's how I came here. Yeah. I know you have a little bit of a different story of how you came here, right?
Yeah, it's interesting. Kind of came here like at the most depressing time of my life.
Right, yes, I know you told me.
I was like 23 and I was at home and I had just like moved back home from like feeling like a king on top of the world, like touring the every like major city in the United States every year and like feeling like I made it, and then that all ended, and then I'm at home like, what's next?
Yeah.
And then I don't know, like from my connections, I got a call saying like, hey, just let me fly you out to LA, like try doing some sessions. I heard you left that rap group and try, producing for other artists out here. And then I was like, all right, well, like I don't have any money, like a $2,000 to my name, like,
Yeah.
and then he's like, yeah, just come out, and then like if it doesn't work out, then I'll just fly you back home and whatever. And then I went out there, and then I lived on this guy Nazari's couch for like, ended up being like a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then and it was really hard at first, like because I was just like living on a couch, like, and there was like a house. There was like 5 people living at the house. It's like one of those incubators where it's like new talent and
incubator.
And then like like you just live there to like make music and stuff. But I'm glad I had that kind of setup, because that's like something no one really could get unless like someone really likes you or something.
That's true. Yeah.
That's like a very hard situation to get into, and I feel lucky to get in there. But nonetheless, it was hard because like, I wasn't paying rent for a year, but it's still difficult.
Yeah. Nazari, he was like your first employer, like in a music sense. He was like your first employer out here.
Yeah, or the first like supporter. Well, technically, there's this guy Nolan, Sir Nolan, who I went to college with.
Oh, that name rings a bell. Yes.
So,
okay. Yeah.
So I went to Berkeley, and we were good friends at Berkeley. And that's probably like one of the main things I loved about going to Berkeley, even though I only went there for a year, was that the people I've met through that, like have given me all the opportunity I have now. So yeah, he had hit me up and was like, "Hey, I'm signed to this guy Nazari. He wrote like 18 Bieber songs. Like, come, he wants to meet you, like work with you and try stuff out." And then I ended up living in his like couch for a year, and then like it worked out. Did my first deal, and then was able to get my first apartment, and just been here ever since.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I feel like once you met Nazari, then that's also when you met your first manager, right?
Yeah, because they're brothers.
Yeah, they're brothers.
Yeah, now,
cool.
yeah. So yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I mean, I'm here. I've been here for 10 years now, and it's dope. But yeah, the transition's been. It ain't easy, And I know like you've only been here for 2 years now, but I want to hear from like your experience, like how has it been? Like, what's the feeling?
Yeah, definitely. It's exciting still. Like when I first was moving here, definitely exciting. Like the first week, I was eating out. I was eating out a lot, and I was like going. No, I wasn't really going out, but I was definitely like eating out a lot and just like exploring the town.
Do you still have the awe of palm trees? Like,
oh. The thing is, I've never
just like look at a palm tree and it's like, oh my god, it's a fucking palm tree.
I've never had the awe of palm trees, because when I first visited LA, when you were living here originally, when I was like I think sophomore or junior in high school, I was like, these palm trees look fucking dead. Like they're almost giving.
I was living in a bad place.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
But even then, like I felt like we still went around, but I was looking at all the palm trees and I'm like, they need some water, bro.
Yeah. Well, we were in a major drought then.
Yeah, true. Oh yeah, I remember because we went to Blue Jam, and then I remember there was a sign in the front. It's like, we're only gonna refill your water when you ask you, because we're in a drought right now. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, it was like serious at one point,
Yeah.
But yeah, LA. The transition is like it's difficult, you know. But
yeah, no, I mean. After that, like after I got like over exploring, like I would say a month after, that's when I really started like kind of dealing with the hardships. Because I think what made it, the number one thing that I noticed was that I was just like, I was super lonely, because like I didn't know anybody out here but you and Sarah.
Yeah.
And then like the only people I would really go out to hang out with was with, that group of friends, Justin, Mark, when they would invite me out.
They just happen to be from Jersey too.
Yeah. I'm very thankful for that too, because like it was kind of like able to get me to like kind of like go out there and like experience like somewhat of a social life. Like I went to Lock and Key for the first time with them, and I was at a table. I'm like, oh damn, I'm at a table my first night. Fuck man, look at me. But yeah, and then quickly that faded, and then like. I decided I was like, I need to make a new group of friends. But the only thing that was hard about making a new group of friends was that I didn't really have an activity to do that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like when I first 8 months I started working in LA, I still had my New York job, but I was working remotely.
Yeah.
So all my coworkers were still back in the East Coast, and I didn't really have anyone to talk to here,
Yeah.
There was only like one friend that my friend Sam introduced me to.
Yeah.
But he lives in OC, so like I couldn't really like I still like talk to him from time to time. Yeah, but it's far, exactly. And it's far for him too. So like I couldn't really like meet up with him from time to time.
Yeah.
I feel like when I started not feeling as like I started feeling more social was when I started my new job. And my new job, I talked about it before, but
yeah.
when I was working there, like, the first month was working remotely, but then they announced that everyone has to come Tuesday through Thursday.
Yeah.
I was like, I feel like a lot of people were like not too happy about it, but for me, I was actually kind of like excited because like, oh, like
Yeah.
I get to meet human faces in person. I get to like meet new
Yeah.
people. And it's like a new challenge for me, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, like ever since then, it's been pretty good. I feel like ever since then, it's helped me kind of like get my social persona back and like not only connect with people from work, but also, you know, like I said last
Yeah.
time with DJs. So
Yeah.
it's been a pretty good transition.
Yeah.
You know,
I get your pain though for that because like I feel like when you work remotely, like you don't see anybody. It's hard to or like connect with people. You know.
Yeah.
I feel like that was a lot easier for me when coming here because like when I moved here, it was just like music session after music session, making songs with artists. And when you make a song with someone, it's kind of like it's very personal. You know, you have to get to know someone first. So like every session felt like a social like gathering thing because it was like, all right, you just met this person, you're about to make a song with them for the next 6 hours. Well, at least take the first hour to like get to know them, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and I feel like that's how it is with every new session you do. Like you spend like the first hour getting to know them. So I feel like I always had that social aspect, and when you connect with someone, they end up like inviting you places. So I could go places here and there, and then
that's dope that you could do that work. I mean, I was actually talking to one of my coworkers at work, and she's from Pennsylvania originally.
Yeah,
and she moved around maybe like a year earlier, and like I was wondering her if she had the same experience, and she said the same thing. Like she said the first year, and not even like relating it to the pandemic and just being like isolated, but like she said, it's like really hard the first year because it's like kind of lonely and you kind of have to like put yourself out there.
Yeah,
and that's I would say one of the things I had to transition to personality wise. Like I'm in a new place, like I don't have you know like a community here like I did back in Jersey. So
that's
like,
why you left.
That's why I left. That's why I left
To get out of the comfort.
That's definitely one of the reasons. Like I wanted to get out of the comfort zone. I wanted to kind of like meet new people myself without relying on like siblings or like Cassie. Like a lot of my friends back home is because of Cassie, and I'm thankful for that. But like I kind of wanted to do my own thing and see what else I could do.
Yeah.
But yeah, in terms of like other reasons why I moved here too, it's like I like so the reason why I hate that question is why I moved here is because I kind of hate giving the cliche answer of like kind of be like, oh, I wanted to like explore my creative side more because like I don't want it to be like you have to move to LA to become creative.
No, not at all. Yeah, it's
yeah.
kind of like a weird answer.
But like for me, like I think so. Another reason why I decided to move in with you and Sarah was because like I remember the times I've been around you and then your LA friends too.
Yeah,
I liked how all of you guys were like not in a normal 9-to-5 job. And I wanted that like experience, and I wanted that like personas of people who don't work normal 9-to-5s or medical fields, and I want to be around them to see like what they do, how they think about things, and like how they get money, like how their lifestyle is. Because like I've always like dreamed or like was curious of how that life is like. So that's another reason why.
And now that you lived here for 2 years, you can see it's quite chaotic.
Yeah, it is quite. Yeah, it is quite chaotic. Yeah,
when you come and visit me, my life looks cool. But when you live with me for 2 years, it's like, oh damn.
Yeah. It was definitely like a shock. I was like, oh, like not all these guys get like consistent money, and
not at all.
Not all of them are like busy 9-to-5. Like they're doing shit like at 11 o'clock, going to like brunches, and I'm still like at the office, you know?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people that like are fans of my work, like they have this persona of me where it's like, oh, I've made it, you know, like I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm not quite there, guys. Like I have some cool credits, but like I'm still trying to make it work, you know? I still want to buy a house, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, like just because you're in LA, that doesn't mean you made it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, at all. But for some people like back at home, like they definitely think that, you know?
That's true.
Like my two homies I went to high school with, like when I moved to LA, like, bro, you fucking made it, man. Like you're out of the hood, you know what I mean? I'm just like, I'm still living. Out of the suburbs, you know? And I'm like, no, like I'm living in a really shitty place. You know?
God,
but they don't know, but
yeah, that's true. I mean, other than I feel like ever since I've moved here though, like yes, I've seen that aspect of how you guys live, but I think one of the things that I really like is that a lot of people here are doing like maybe not creative, but they're doing like their own businesses. I feel like for example, like I love, and it could be just because like it's sunny 24/7 over here, and like we could have outdoor markets. But I love like everyone kind of doing their own like little business, like doing their little like Filipino bakery thing or like a photo studio or like film or like, you know, it's like, it's nothing major, but just something to like, something they could do on their own and then make a little money off of it, you know?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
No, yeah, LA definitely has that. I feel like, I mean, everywhere kind of has that, but there's something about the weather too that just like puts you in a good mood sometimes. You know, you just walk outside and just it's February right now and the sun's like not a cloud in the sky. It's just like there's no way the weather can defeat your mood. You know?
Oh, okay. So with people, right, and like the mood, did you ever? Because like I feel like there's always this cliche about people in LA just being like not straight up with you all the time, or just like kind of like talking shit or being fake.
Yeah.
What is your perspective on that?
I feel like that was a big issue for me when I like first moved here because like I was saying, like I was in these social situations writing songs with artists and writers and other producers, and it'd always be like this thing where it's like, you know, it feels like you guys have a connection, and then soon enough you realize like, oh no, this is business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's so many situations where I was like, damn, I thought he was like why would a homie do this to me? You know what I mean? Or like,
I get that.
and like sometimes you feel weird because like if you're not on their level or they don't feel you're on the same level, like they'll just, you know, they'll ghost you and stuff like that. And like it's I just at the end of the day I had to realize like this is a business, and as long as I keep remembering that, then I don't take things personally at all. You know,
see, the thing is like with that that little like saying of people in LA are like fake or like not straight up, like I like your example, for example, like how you said it's just business. Like I think that's it. Like it's literally just business. Like if you work in like a industry like entertainment, like and you're around those people, like hey, you're gonna get fake people like that. But like I don't think that's like even like an LA thing or even an entertainment thing, because like in work, right? Like I try to build relationships, like we try to build relationships, but when we want to like do something, like sometimes they won't even answer our email back, you know? It's like
true.
like you said, it's like it's just business, you know? Like
sometimes I could tell when like someone new in the music world comes and moves here, and then I could tell they're kind of new here because like a lot of the times like if we work one time, you know, they start going around saying, "Oh, that's my brother." Like that's my homie, bro. It's like that's my day one. I'm like, yeah. And I just kind of like take it for 2 cents. You know what I mean? Like I'll respond back the same way, but I just know it's kind of just like, I'm just playing the game, bro.
Yeah, you're just playing the game. Yeah, I feel.
Yeah.
It's actually too. I mean, I feel like outside of the people, the New Jersey people, like the people who I met are maybe they're not exactly from LA. They're from the suburbs of like the Valley and stuff like that, and like Inland Empire. And like I met a couple people from East LA, and like even our neighbor, like I don't see those people fake at all. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
it's just kind of like in the entertainment industry kind of thing, or on the west side of LA, you'll find a lot of that. You know? But
okay. That's fair.
It's interesting. Yeah. It's interesting, like because I lived in the Valley for so long, like North Hollywood area, and then so I always spent a lot of time like there, and then like on the west side. Never really came to the east side, like Silver Lake and stuff. And now that we live here, I love it.
Yeah,
like,
dude,
I feel like I can't believe it took me this long to live in this area. I just feel like I just get along with the kind of people that live more on the east side than on the west side.
Like,
you know?
for example, like all of Sarah's friends that we met, like they're fucking cool ass people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if you had moved in with me when I was still living in the Valley, like I felt like when I was living in the Valley and always spending time on the west side, I always feel like I had to like keep up with the Joneses, where it's like by designer to put on the impression that I'm on the same level, or I gotta get a car, or I gotta get an Uber Black. Remember like those days I would do that? Like it was just like dumb. Like, but that's how it is when you first get money. You're just dumb with it, you know?
Yeah, it's okay. I was like that too for a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. Like East Side, I like it so much better. I mean, a lot of my coworkers are from the West Side, and I don't think they're fake, but like definitely like personality wise.
Yeah, I'm not trying to say like everyone in in the West Side of LA is fake.
No,
it's just two different lifestyles.
No, there is. Like, I mean, I feel like they're a little bit more.
I feel like they're a little more posh. Like people on the West Side, they want like the brand new current year Mercedes Benz. Yeah. Or the Lamborghini, and then over here on the east side they want like the cool vintage Mercedes.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You know,
and I think the music scene is a lot better, or like the going out scene. I like it a lot better here than on the west side. I will say, like I heard west side has like a lot of good house music bars and stuff like that. But here I like all the parties that they're running over here. Yeah, it's dope too. And then also too, it's like this place has a lot more character than the West Side. I think the West Side. I think it literally looks like any other beach town in California.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah. No, and like the Valley too, like North Hollywood, like it gives sometimes like the suburbia, every chain restaurant and stuff. It's not until like you go to like Studio City where you get a little more variation and all the like Ventura Boulevard and stuff. But
no, like I love the houses here. Like even when I go on walks, like I feel like the architecture is mad like unique to it. Especially like there's that one door that we always pass when we're doing that like long walk upstairs.
Yeah.
Like I love that. And then just the mountains. And then another thing too, like even though pizza isn't that great, it substitutes it with like decent taco spots, decent taco stands everywhere.
I know,
here,
like the taco game here, like the street taco game is unmatched,
so
and I feel like I didn't really find that in the Valley, but when I moved to the East Side, I was like, oh, now I get it. Because I feel like when you used to visit me, when our family used to visit me when I was living in the Valley, and you guys wanted tacos, I was like, I don't really know.
Oh, really?
And then when we found Angels over here in Eagle Rock, I was like, woo!
That shit's so good. Dude.
It's so crazy, and it's so cheap. It's like what, $250 for a taco?
$250 for a taco, and that's with cheese. And if you want without cheese, it's like $150, man.
Yeah, end up paying $10 for a full meal, and then right next door is like fresh made churros. Like there's nothing. I love churros, and I would be totally cool with going to like Universal Studios, paying $7 for like that, just oven baked churro. But when I discovered the freshly fried churro that are on the street taco stands and near them and stuff, and I was like, oh, there's no going back.
There's not.
Next time I ever go to Universal or Disney, like I can't get that churro because it's not freshly fried; it's only baked.
Yeah, dude, exactly.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, other than food, right? Food is good. Weather's good.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about people and how sometimes they could be annoying, but also like the East Side people are cool. Is there anything annoying that you find about LA that you kind of miss about where you're from, or either Boston or Jersey?
Oh, well, come on. Let's say the obvious one, traffic.
Yeah.
And you know more about that because you're going from the East Side all the way to LAX pretty much. Like,
so, like, to describe that drive really quick, it's 10 miles, but it takes an hour and a half to get there. And it's just like stop and go traffic. But it is really like ridiculous.
Yeah, like I didn't know it till when I had to do the Malibu sessions. Like when I was the 2 weeks in Malibu, driving from here to Malibu.
So you know what I went
I
through.
was like, oh my God, I know how Noel feels. It's insane. Just driving on the 10 all the way there, it's chaos, especially coming back.
It is chaos. Oh no, coming back is worse. Yeah. Like I would say like maybe the drive there could be an hour, but like coming back, I think it's because like everyone who's commuting to the West Side from like Inland Empire is also taking the same road to go back to the IE. So it's like, it sucks. And then one of the other things is, other than traffic, is kind of the Four Seasons too. I mean, like sunny weather is nice, but like we talked about it before, like when it's summer, I actually think summer is the worst time to be in LA because it's it's kind of disgusting.
It does get hot. Like, and that's the beauty about the West Side. Like living in like the West Side, it's a lot cooler over there.
Yeah,
like especially like Santa Monica or that area. It's cooler because I forgot what the reason was. It's like something about like the other parts like in a bowl. Or it's just the closer you are to the coast, the cooler it gets.
That makes sense. Yeah, like naturally as you get closer to the ocean, it's gonna be a little bit colder.
Yeah, so if it's like 100 here, then it's like 90 in like Santa Monica or something.
I remember before I lived here, me and Dante were going to Hidden Clouds Festival.
Yeah.
I remember I was looking outside the window. I was like, why does it look like a fucking Mad Max movie outside?
Yeah.
Like you could literally see the fog. I was like, this is disgusting. Like I don't even know if I want to get out of the plane.
I forgot where was the Hidden Clouds Festival?
It was in Pasadena.
Oh, Rose Bowl, right?
Yeah, Rose Bowl. Yeah.
Yeah, it was cold that night.
Yeah, it was cold. Yeah, that's another thing too that I feel like people like. Okay, so like I used to make fun of LA people for like, especially Sarah, for wearing like a bubble coat in like 50-degree weather. I'm like, loser. Like, and then like I started living here, and then like after 2 years, I'm like, a bubble coat is not bad for 50-degree weather. Yeah.
It's I don't know what it is about the LA weather, how 50 degrees feels a lot colder than 50 degrees back in Jersey. But I feel like it has something to do with I don't know, like the dry air of it. Like, it's not humid here.
Yeah.
And then also another thing too is like, even now living here for 10 years, like I feel crazy for turning on the heat at this time. But like I need to now.
Yeah.
And the reason is because like every California home pretty much doesn't have proper insulation because it's like LA's always been hot.
No, yeah, it's actually like, especially the past month or two, it's like it's been cold in the mornings. Like I had to like break out my comforter and like wrap myself in it, and then like it's been hard going to the gym because like I have to wear like a beanie now.
Yeah,
because like it gets that cold. But
yeah, it's just like the houses here aren't really like built for. Like you notice, like we'll turn on the heater and then it just doesn't even like it'll turn on and then after an hour of it being on, it gets back to being cold. It's just like the insulation is bad.
Yeah. But it's not bad though. Like to your point, like even though it gets cold like that, if I could tell anyone the best time to visit LA, I always say January or the winter, because like the day is like not that bad. It's like maybe 60s. Wear pants comfortably, t-shirt, and at night throw on a hoodie or even like a little jacket and like get more creative with your outfit. And it's like. Boom,
that's
it feels
true.
good.
Or even early summer is still good because it's not too crazy hot. I feel like it's been getting hot lately, where it's like September is like the hottest point of LA. Sometimes
we've had hit some 90 like plus 90 degree sometime but
it's interesting.
That's what pools are for, I guess.
I wish, bro. But, I don't know, like going back to the transition of moving here. Another thing is like I didn't have a car here for like
I can't believe you did that.
6-7 years probably, and I had to Uber everywhere, and that was like back then, like Uber was somewhat affordable. But I found like little hacks to like make it work here in LA. So like for some reason I found like a guy like this. I would pay him for him to make like these Uber discount codes. Like it's some guy in India. I forgot how I found him, but I would just like pay him and he'd give me all these promo codes, and then I would always get like $15 off an Uber ride. Oh, shit. I don't know how I forgot who connected me, but I was like finding little ways because when I was broke here, I was like, I just tried to find anything to like get by, and like I was doing like random stuff like that, or like for food. Like I remember like I would just go to random restaurants and pick up these like Grubhub cards that had like your first order get 20% off or get $10 off. Damn. And what I do, I just make a new email every time, just get it, and I'd order a big meal so I could like make that last throughout the week because I didn't know how to cook.
Damn, what would your email strategy be?
I would just like
B1,
yeah. I'd pick a format and then just add numbers at each end.
That's smart.
Yeah, and I'd use it all the time, and then
I can't believe you didn't have a car.
No,
like even me, I found it. I think the first 2 weeks I didn't have a car, and I felt like it was like kind of difficult to explore, and I made that a priority. I didn't get the best deal, but like I got a car anyway. But yeah, man. Another thing with like cars and like just what you're saying, like working ways around money, it is also slightly more expensive here. Like my income tax is a lot more. We talked about that earlier.
Yeah.
Income tax is a little bit more. What else is a little more? I feel like our utilities are a little bit more expensive here too, and then just like general, I feel like general groceries are a little bit more expensive here too, like eggs.
I think that's as of recent. I don't know what it is for 2023 or 2024, but just inflation is going up. And like with like gas, like for like paying utilities for gas, like that's gone way expensive. Like over the 10 years living here, I remember only paying like $20 for a gas bill. And then for some reason, like last year, like we got a bill for like $150. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, okay.
But I don't know what it is.
What was that with like cost rising? Like there's obviously like a topic on homelessness.
Yeah.
Did that ever freak you out at first when you first moved here?
Or
did it get worse because you've been here for 10 years? Did it get worse progressively or no?
Yeah, it definitely did.
Oh yeah.
Like, and I noticed it living in the valley. Like I feel like it wasn't too bad when I first moved here. Like I was living like on the border of on the border of Van Nuys and Sherman Oaks, which is not really the greatest neighborhood either. It never was. So there was homeless people right when I moved here. But it's definitely getting worse, and I feel like I wasn't really shocked, but it's interesting how much I am desensitized to it, because when I went back home to Jersey and I was hanging out with my my homies that I grew up with, we were on like some boardwalk, and they saw one homeless lady who
Oh,
was,
yeah,
you know,
I
like,
remember the story.
you know, she was losing her shit. Like she was on some kind of drug
Uh-huh.
and they couldn't like get their attention off her. They're like, oh my God, look at her. Like, this is insane, dude. She's wilding though. And they're all trying to figure out what kind of drug she's on. But then I'm over there. I'm like, just another day. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
That's true though. When
It's
I first
interesting.
moved here, I was pretty desensitized to it already.
Yeah.
It was when I like that one time when we went to Head in the Clouds and me and Dante were at your apartment and we went to walk around to find a vape.
oh, but that's when I was living in Hollywood.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, dude. I was
Yeah.
like, this
It's
is
crazy.
kind of crazy. Like, I'm
Yeah.
like, I was like walking, I'm like, don't look at that person. Just keep walking straight.
Yeah.
Just keep walking straight. But by the time I got here, I was pretty desensitized to it.
Yeah.
Mostly because I lived in San Francisco for a month. So there's
Yeah.
a lot of homeless people there. And then
Yeah.
Hawaii, there's like a shit ton of like homeless people there too.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. But
No, but that part of Hollywood where I was living at, like, it was probably one of the worst places because, like, they'll just take over entire, like, sidewalks and stuff. Like, I live right by, I don't know if anyone knows, but the Tommy's in Hollywood. There's this famous, not famous, but, like,
I know
I've just
which
seen
one you're
it
talking
for
about.
so
Yeah.
many years where it's
Yeah.
like they're just parked out there in front of Tommy's. And they have, like, a whole setup. They have TVs in their tents,
dude, yeah.
flags and stuff. And you
Yeah.
probably remember seeing that going to that vape shop.
No, yeah, no,
And,
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting, but I mean, yeah, it's a problem, and I feel like it's gonna be hard to fix because I don't know, man. It's just like a lot of people come here thinking like they're gonna make their dreams come true, but you know, it doesn't.
Honestly
actually
though, like
happen.
I don't know. I mean, like I don't really mind it at all if they're
Yeah.
doing their own thing and they don't like bother me and they're not trying to break into my shit.
Yeah,
Like it is what it is. Like I could deal with it. I could totally be desensitized to it.
Yeah.
And then like yeah, I mean, I don't think it makes living here that bad. Honestly, like
Yeah,
when I think
no.
about like
especially our area is not that bad.
oh,
at all.
not at all. No, not at
Yeah.
all. I mean, like when I think about my move, like especially when I went back home recently,
Yeah,
I always go back. I'm like, do I want to move back? Am I feeling this right now?
Mhm.
And I always get the feeling like, no, like I feel like LA is still my home and I still like
Yeah.
love living here. And yeah, like I know I talk about like eventually moving back, but like
yeah.
definitely not within like the next 6-7 years. You
Yeah.
know? I feel like
Gotta
I still
find a
got
girlfriend first.
yeah.
You gotta find a girlfriend first before you get the house and the white picket fence and the family.
Yeah. But we'll get there. We'll get there.
You'll get there.
We'll
You'll get there. Yeah.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, transition to. I mean, everyone will have it different, right? I came here in a different way, where I was like, just it was rough housing it,
Yeah.
But well, luckily I was here, and then I like how you came because I was able to set you up nicely.
Yeah,
like,
you did set me up.
came
nicely,
here and like you already had a bed and stuff.
Yep.
Like
Yeah,
just
yeah.
gave you my handy downs, and then
Yeah, I was definitely scared
Yeah.
moving at first because I was like, oh, like I don't have mom and dad to help me move in this time. Like in Jersey City, I had that because like my dad could like, oh, dad, like
Yeah.
set this up for me real quick, and then I'm
Yeah.
like, oh man, like this is gonna be really different.
Yeah,
But yeah, so I was
yeah.
lucky that you were there because like
Yeah.
I would definitely not be able to mount my own TV if you weren't there.
So if you ever feel like down living here in LA, just remember like you had a nicely
Yeah.
coming in here.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I probably would have had a harder time doing San Francisco, so I'm glad I made the choice for Los
Oh
Angeles.
yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. So that is our third episode. That's great.
That
Huh?
was our third episode. Catch
Yeah.
us next time, y'all.
Yeah. Peace.
Peace.